I like to think that I know this game pretty well. I mean, I play The Sims 4 a lot. I can tell you what pack any item in this game is from, and I even feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on remembering what swatches every item has as well. And yet, this challenge has humbled me many times. Today we're going to attempt the black and white build challenge in The Sims 4, and that means that I'm gonna try to build a house, but I'm gonna turn my screen black and white, and we have to try to build the entire house without being able to see what colors we're choosing. Instead, we have to rely completely on my own memory of what swatches things come in. Some of it is easy, like I know for certain the first swatch of this counter is blue, but there are a few items like the Home Chef Hustle counters, I know kind of what colors they come in, but I couldn't really tell you which one is which and what order they're in. And so we do our best throughout the entire video to make a house that matches, and then at the very end we turn the filters off and we get to see what it ended up looking like. I have done this a handful of times, and every single time without fail it's been a complete disaster. Oh, and it's horrible because I start getting my hopes up really high thinking like, you know what, this looks good, it's gonna be great when it's done, and then it's done and turns out it was never great. It was actually horrible the whole time. I do have some tricks up my sleeve. The first one is that I'm gonna try and build it in the world that came in Lovestruck, because this world is very colorful. All of the houses nearby this lot are very colorful, so I feel like building it here is kind of like leaning into our mistakes. If there's loads of different bright colors everywhere, it can hopefully look like it's on purpose, even if it's maybe not actually on purpose. And to do this, I'm gonna use the color filter settings on my PC. These are actually accessibility settings. People that are colorblind can really benefit from things like this, but there's quite a few options on my computer, one of them just being grayscale. So I've got that selected, and I'm gonna turn this on, and all of a sudden everything on my computer is black and white. I'm gonna take a little picture of it so you can see what I'm looking at. So here is that photo of my screen, and I guess now we just get started. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking I'll build something similar to these buildings. So like tall and skinny, maybe a little bit boxy, and I also kind of want to have a rooftop that they can access, although maybe not as tall and skinny as the neighbors' houses. I'm thinking more like 2 stories than 3. They could have a small 3rd story and have like a staircase up there, because some of the other houses have that. Okay, well this part's easy because I'm just doing the walls. There's not a lot of room for color mistakes when there's no colors involved. I think maybe I won't have this be like that. I'm actually wondering if it would be cuter to have a ladder or like a staircase that's accessible from over here, because I kind of like the idea of that outdoor staircase. And I know the Lovestruck stairs have tile on them, which is kind of cute. I think that it's just like that default orange tile, so I feel like this should be the same. Oh, that's not the same color at all. Wait, oh no. Wait, why do they all look different? Why do the stairs look so much lighter? Even this one is lighter. Oh God. I feel like the first swatch is probably the matching one, right? Like I think the default swatch should just be orange and it has like that green and reddish tile. I can't believe I'm already second guessing myself. Okay, so this door has white and then like brown accents in it. Pretty simple, honestly. And I think that the default swatch of this little door is the same. Emphasis on think. I also think that the default swatch of this little tile thing, I think it's got brown wood and then just like an orange tile. It might be kind of reddish, but I feel like it's probably similar enough to the floor tile that it's okay. And then we can just do the windows like this, plain white with the brown. Simple stuff, smaller windows over there. This whole thing could probably be open. Oh, I guess that should have a wall, right? Like a full solid wall. We can do some little windows right here. Feeling kind of tempted by this pergola thing, but here's the problem with this. I think that the default swatch is like a super light brown. I mean, you can even tell it's a different shade than the brown on there. I don't know if any of the browns match it better. I think it's always kind of a weird tone, but doesn't that look cool? This is the other pergola. This one is just base game. I don't really know what colors match this best either. I'm kind of like trying to rely on looking at the grayscale colors next to each other and like hoping that they look similar enough. Okay, what if I put this? Do you think it's okay size down? I think your sim can still stand underneath it. I like how that looks. Okay, I got windows and doors in the back too. I think I'll probably just use the same little details like that. Lovestruck has a plain black stair railing. Sort of tempted by that one, but then again I'm also kind of tempted by this one. But I guess if we're gonna do colorful stucco outside, we probably don't want plain like white stucco here, because that's what this is. This comes in like white and beige, this wall. I think I'm gonna get a little fake balcony right here. I might even put 2 of them. I guess we'll see how that looks from the inside. I'm not really sure, but I like how it looks from the outside. Okay, then from Lovestruck, I was picturing myself using, and I have no clue what color this is. Like I don't have any idea. But I was picturing myself using the kind of almost like more rundown looking stucco, and I was gonna do it in 2 different colors because I sort of want it to look like townhouses, like 2 separate buildings that are attached. And then obviously it's just 1 building on the inside though. Maybe I scoot it back. We could probably use some of the debug fencing like this. Maybe I'll get that now. Debug stuff only comes in 1 color, so debug's easy for us to use too. I think these are blue flowers, if I remember correctly. These Love Struck debug ones. There's fun stuff like these. Like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to have one of these little rooftop tent things? The problem with this is that I have got literally no idea what color that is. Like, I don't really ever use these debug ones, so I couldn't even begin to tell you what that looks like. That swatch might even be black and white. I sort of like this one. I think that's kind of nice with the stripes. Should we use it? These little water heater things are also pretty colorful, but again, I have no clue which one is which. Like, absolutely zero idea. I think maybe picking one of the ones that is painted is probably better than a solid color, because then it might look more intentional. Is it base game debug, this fence? Maybe it is. Everything being black and white in the menu makes this so much harder to find because there's no like visual separation. I'm just scrolling through this like endless monochromatic thing. Okay, I did find it though, so we're okay. I like how that looks with the entry. I think that's pretty nice. And then do we just want to fill this in down the entire back? Oh, it actually fits really well. Where's the clipping? Right there. I can put this thing on top of where it clips. Same as right here. Miraculously, that filled in really nicely. I'm like really pleasantly surprised by how well that worked. I'm actually kind of considering now putting the hard floor like pretty much everywhere. And then we can have just some grass in like the very back over there. Back when Love Struck first came out, I was having a lot of fun with making like fake planters and stuff like this. This is the tile from the Courtyard Oasis kit, but it's kind of colorful, so I might try it. And we can do like really pretty grass on top. That's just like the default gravel. That's gravel. Oh my God. Could you imagine if I had used that without realizing? This is grass. This is the out to pasture grass. I just assumed it was grass. Oh, I'm glad I read that. Wow. I would have been so mad at myself. Well, anyway, I was kind of picturing something like that, but I also don't know if I want it to be on a platform or not, so we'll have to see. I really wish I knew what color the floor was right now, because that's something I'm really struggling with. I wonder if we should do like grass in all of that area. Or maybe better, oh, I can't put that on the edge. I really wish you could put fences on the edge of the lot. That's so rude. Are there debug ones that I might want? Like little teeny tiny debug fence? Probably not this one. There's one from Life and Death that I like. Yeah, I was thinking about this, but annoyingly, this one has to be completely alt placed. I guess unless I size it down. It's not so bad when it's sized down. It places a little bit too close together when it's sized down like this. Can I size down and then place it on quarter tile? No. Luckily, there's also a little gap right there that I can't fill in, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just not gonna do it. We can put bushes all along there. Honestly, I don't think I like it. I think I prefer how the Jungle Adventure stuff looks. I just have to figure out something else to put next to it because I can't do it up to the edge. I mean, honestly, it might even be okay just like this with only the fence in the front. I know that might sound kind of weird, but I don't think it's that bad, especially if we put like a pot, because we could do some things like this to put in the corner. And I actually feel like that sort of successfully blocks it and fills it in. Putting some Love Struck plants mixed with the Jungle Adventure plants, and we'll get all of those by the front door. Am I gonna do these right here? Just bushes in the very front? I think so. I wish I knew better what kind of light I wanted to use. I really don't like that I can't tell what lights match and like what swatches these should be. I'm kind of trying to put it inside of the roof thing. Don't know if that's weird, but I'm doing that. And then I might get a sliding door in the back. We could even just do the one from Island Living. Do those look like similar color wood tones to you? I don't know why I'm asking. It doesn't matter. Probably they don't, but it is what it is. They're gonna have to do, because we can't do anything else. All right, let's start thinking about the floor plan. We can come back and finish the like little exterior last minute bits. Oh, I want a half wall trim before I forget about that. The last time I did one of these builds, I completely forgot to do a half wall trim at all. And I just left it blank and I was really mad at myself. I think that the exterior is red. At least I think that this one is red because I think that's the darkest color. Oh no, this is the darkest swatch. Oh, maybe that one's red. What color is this then? One of them is green. One of them is like white with red. I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want to think about it. There's no way to know. Let's just not worry about it. I think I'll use the fun tile downstairs and then like a wood color upstairs. I'll probably just duplicate the staircase somewhere inside. Okay, I think that right here is gonna be a bedroom. I'll put a bedroom inside of this little section. I'm gonna do 2 bathrooms right here. One will be an ensuite for this bedroom. Another one's gonna be in the hallway. And then I think I'll put the kitchen sort of tucked back here. Oh, you know what? Maybe it would look better. Maybe I make this into a hallway. Or we could have like a little arch right there, because that way I have more of a corner that I can put the cabinets again without having to put a wall there. I may even scoot this over. That's no longer centered with this thing, but you can barely tell. So let's just scoot it so I can have the cabinets in the corner. This Jungle Adventure cabinet, I know the first swatch is like a dark brown and a plain white countertop. One of the other ones is like blue. There's an orange countertop. I don't want to risk changing the swatch of the Jungle Adventure counter because of that, because I know that the first one is plain and just wooden. It's a little bit darker than I think I might want in here, but I'm gonna use that. How's that wood tone? Is that the same? Well, it's gonna have to be the same because I'm gonna use it. So we've got a bedroom door and then just one bathroom now. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna do living room right here, and we'll have a dining table, dining room here. Okay, upstairs I'm kind of struggling with this because at first I sort of thought that I would have everybody have access to the staircase and it would be just like in the hallway, but now it feels like this door needs to be from a bedroom for us to have an extra bedroom, and I don't really like that. But I also don't really want to change the staircase placement unless maybe I move the stair placement to be over here. Oh, we could do 2 bathrooms if we did it like that. Am I recording? Oh, I was. Usually it's like a yellow border, but I can't see it. That's funny. All right, kind of strange layout going on upstairs, but look at this. We've got an extra bathroom, 2 more bedrooms. One of them's pretty big. Could probably even get shrunk. Oh, I wonder if I could open this all up to the downstairs. I know I want to have a wood color here, but I cannot tell what color the railings are. Honestly, I haven't got a single clue what color this is that I'm looking at right now. I think that could be pretty if it was open to the downstairs. And I actually like this upstairs bedroom being a little bit smaller. So it's not even small, but smaller. You know what else is so dangerous? There's another Love Struck tile. There's like this one. I have no idea what color these are. There's lots of pastel. They're kind of rainbow. What if we just did them in a bunch of colors? We could probably try to get them to match. That looks like the same color to me. And that looks like the same color. Wait, no, that's not dark enough. That's the same color. Wait, are those different? What color is that? Okay, I'm using the last one on the floor in there. So therefore I need the last one on the walls. Let's do the second to last one on the walls up here. So I think those are the same. I have absolutely zero idea what color that is. If it's bad, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. It could be anything. I know there's like a red, there's light green, there's hot pink. This could very easily be hot pink. We'll find out. I guess I don't have to use those. Ooh, I like how that looks right there in between the windows. That's nice. I was gonna say we could use Jungle Adventure tile instead. There's like a little teeny tile. I think this one, I think that might match those colors. I'm kind of sat here wondering, like, am I giving myself more or less of a chance for it to match if I use lots of different tiles? I think this is just a cream color. I think this is the orange and blue swatch because there's lots of different patterns on these mosaics. So I do kind of remember which ones are which. This one's like kind of red. I'm pretty sure the one I have is orange. And the one I put up here, I think this is red and it has like I think there's beige and maybe blue in there, maybe green, but I think the main color is red. I am tempted to commit to the Jungle Adventure thing. I think the default swatch of this is like pink and blue, and the second one is orange and yellow. But I could have the 2 backwards. I can picture them in my head, I just don't know which one is which. I think this has kind of like an orange and green and yellow color on it right there, but I'm gonna put that one by the front door. I love Jungle Adventure for this. I'm putting loads of it like all over the place. I think the default swatch of this is blue, but let's just pick a more fun one so it can have some more color in it. Oh, we should also use this thing above the staircase because I like how that looks. Maybe we do the same wall hanging upstairs, but in a different color. That could be nice. I think this one has like red and black. I don't really know that one very well. I don't really remember the specifics of it. Shall we use the same wallpaper that we did outside inside? At least on like all the main walls. And then we put something nicer on the walls in the bedrooms. I don't even know what color this wood thing I just put is. I want it to be the same color as the floor, and it kind of looks like it is, but who knows? At this rate, it could be anything. Okay, from Love Struck, I really, really want this fun tile color. I think this default swatch is pretty rainbow. Like, if I remember correctly, I think it has like orange, red, yellow, and blue. So I feel like no matter what, it'll match pretty well right there. I also always use this stove, so I know that this is a safe bet. Okay, I put a Love Struck fruit bowl and some vases. This one is a really nice like bar height dining table, and I think the default swatch has orange. I think there's like orange cushions on those. If that's the case, that's perfectly fine. Like, we can totally make that work. It might be blue though. I think there's blue, there's orange. Look at how similar these two look in black and white. Almost impossible to tell the difference. What if, oh my god, what if we use alternating colors? So those two are the same and then these two across the way are the same. So it's probably orange and blue, I hope. But I'm just thinking, if we commit to them looking kind of different, won't that be really useful when ultimately there's loads of colors colors in here if we just commit to color on purpose when we think that we're right about something. That really is a gamble because this could go either way. This could be a genius plan or like the dumbest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna get a really big plant right here. I think I want some nice artwork. These Love Struck paintings are pretty colorful. Like all the buildings in this one are pretty colorful. Okay, Jungle Adventure table and a TV on top of it all the way over there. Little Jungle Adventure chair next to it. Not really loving the idea of the curtains, so I don't think I'll use them. But I might get an extra window because there's space for it. Truck has this cute plant. I don't remember because some of them are plain green, others of them aren't. I don't know which one to use. Oh, this is the house number. We need that. Let's just put it off to the side. This is a Love Struck end table. I never use it. I don't even know what color that is. I think I'm gonna use it anyway. And then this lamp from Jungle Adventure, it's either blue or orange. I don't remember which one is the first swatch. I actually don't think it really matters because we've decided that it's all colorful all the time. I'm gonna use the fruit picture in this little hallway. Now, what swatch of this is plain wood? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I'm gonna do a thermostat by the door. I feel like we need some more stuff in the entryway. I might use this table again. Let's do one of the other swatches of the lamp and just see what happens. Little Love Struck mirror. Hopefully that's a wood tone. No, it looks like it's not dark enough. Maybe that one's a wood tone. Some of those Love Struck ones are colorful. There's like blue and red, I think. I know the default swatch of this is white. I'm pretty sure that swatch is black. Oh, this little leaf painting might actually be kind of nice. I got no idea what color that comes in, but I think that's maybe a good thing. Hopefully it's one of the colors that's in the rug. Hopefully it matches the rug at all. I know one of these phone ones comes in orange, but I don't remember which one. Maybe it's the polka dots. Some candles will be nice too. Okay, I feel like the living space might actually be done. I think I feel pretty good about that. Let me do the bathrooms now. Oh, I should be able to match this to the tile, right? That's the same, no, that's the same tile. Okay, we can use Jungle Adventure in these bathrooms. Oh, I would really like to know what color these things are. I think this is just a plain white towel, so that should be a fine and safe bet. I think maybe if we could get a white swatch on one of these little curtains, that could be cute to hang up in the window. Some sort of shade, and then a mirror above the sink. I did like this Love Struck plant, so we could put that on the wall too. Let's just do a tub. Maybe like a tub and a simple modern sink. Oh my God, I really wish I knew what color tile this was. I know that this painting is very colorful, so I hope that no matter what, at least one of these colors is the tile color so that it matches. Okay, I know we can match the shower up here if we get the right swatch of this. Is that the same one? Looks like it. I really hope that this curtain is okay. Because it could, like, what if it's like pastel pink? I know there's a few different pastel swatches on the curtain, so I'm kind of scared of it, but there's nothing I can do. There's no point dwelling on it. I think like a simple piece of art could be nice up here. Maybe like this one, a little bit more modern. All right, now we have 3 bedrooms to furnish. I'm trying to decide which one should be which. I actually kind of think that this one should be the primary bedroom because it has the balcony. I think I'm gonna use the Jungle Adventure beds. I know that seems like a really bad idea. The Jungle Adventure beds are kind of chaotic. I think this one is like blue and yellow. I mean, I honestly don't really know which one is which, but I feel like the Jungle Adventure stuff should be colorful in a way that matches itself, at least. Or, wait, we could do, no, let's keep it colorful. I am gonna use some of the stuff that comes from For Rent, like these furniture pieces. That seems like a similar wood tone. I feel like this picture will kind of match anything because it's just like a mismatch of neutral frames, right? This Jungle Adventure mirror should be safe for us to use. And then I kind of want to have a desk, but I actually don't really think that any of the desks really match the Jungle Adventure furniture. There's a Love Struck desk. Isn't the default swatch of this purple? I wonder what other colors it comes in. Should we try like that light gray? I think the desk for sure isn't gonna match, but I'm like a little bit curious about it to the point where I kind of want to leave it just to see. Oh, let's do one of the house plants. I think that would be nice. This one has some colorful leaves to it, and I feel like the cork board is always a safe bet, so they could have that too. And maybe last we get an extra ceiling fan in the primary bedroom. It looks good in grayscale, but that's the problem. Everything looks good in the grayscale. I'm gonna get a couple extra flowers upstairs. I think I might put a chess table on their porch. This is just like the simple outdoor one. Use the nice simple base game swatches. Should we do a fun wallpaper? It is for some reason extremely tempting for me to try this wallpaper with the tiger. I have no idea what colors this comes in. Like absolutely no clue. But I think if we have a plain enough, like a white curtain that goes with it, I don't know, like a simple cat teddy bear, we could do a crib. I'll decorate it for an infant. I don't remember what swatch this crib is by default either. It's white, but does it have like blue or pink? One of these lamps is white. I don't know if it's that one. We're gonna find out. Right now, I kind of feel like I'm just operating on a prayer. Like I'm hoping that this is gonna look good. I'm sticking to that original philosophy of like, maybe if it's wacky enough, it'll somehow just kind of magically work. I'm gonna use the default changing table swatch too, because I feel like that's our safest bet. I mean, no matter what, this thing won't really match anything, will it? The little infant play mat, it doesn't match. It's not even possible for it to match. Oh, maybe like a mirror above the changing table, because that breaks up all of the colorful wallpaper. Again, it looks so cute in grayscale. Like, I love it in the grayscale. Who knows how it's gonna be when it's regular? I think this room's gonna be a teen's room. I'm gonna do Love Struck wallpaper. I like the floral. Oh wait, this is, why did I make the upstairs the primary bedroom when this one has the ensuite? Well, maybe like grandma lives here and then the parents have this room. They have a baby. Okay, so it's not a teen's room, it's grandma's room. Let's do a Love Struck bed. And I'm gonna stick to some for rent furniture. What color does the rug come in? I don't remember. I really wish I remembered. I gave them a ceiling fan too. And they've got a desk, they have a dresser and a mirror. I think that's the best I can do inside. I think this is the whole interior finish. I'm gonna do like the rooftop patio space now. I've also decided to fill in the whole back with the tile. I'm kind of feeling like I don't really want to have a big grass patch in the middle of the city like this. I mean, it would be really nice in real life, but I just don't think I want my Sims to have a big grass patch in the middle of the city like this. I'm gonna give them a pool instead. I know Love Struck comes with the round pools, but I'm wondering if a square pool is better just because the whole house is very square, but maybe that's silly. I'm gonna use the matching Love Struck pool trim. I'm gonna put some plants back here in the corner. We'll want lounge chairs. These are nice simple ones that you can't really go wrong with. Oh, I never painted these fake balconies. Oh, I'm glad I noticed that. That would have been bad. I'm gonna get some plain trim on the outside of them too. Something like that. Okay, upstairs, I'm gonna do a picnic blanket. I think I'll put a picnic table on this upper porch part and maybe even another one downstairs. Or I don't know, maybe not. What I do kind of want is a mixture of a bunch of different planter boxes, kind of like new and old, different colors of them. I wanna have like a rooftop garden thing with lots of space to put plants. Oh, maybe instead of putting actual plants, maybe I should do some fake ones. Oh, you know what? This could actually be good because that could bring in a lot of extra colors. And that is of course what we desperately need. We need colors so bad. Oh, I really like that. I wonder if I could use this little ladder because we could put the ladder and then like an actual trellis next to it and your Sims can climb up and down like that. I feel like that's kind of cool. Okay, I put a few more of the plants up high back there. How ridiculous would it be to have ping pong on the roof? And look, I understand the answer is like very ridiculous, but like, isn't that fun for gameplay? Oh, this is so hard because I really do like how it looks when it's in grayscale. Honestly, I just think it looks so cute like this and I am so scared of how it's gonna turn out once it's done. I'm gonna put a couple of the lounge chairs over here and I might get an umbrella. I know that this one comes in some kind of wacky colors. I don't really know what color is which, but I might just use that one as a starting point. Ooh, a wall-mounted AC unit. That could be kind of fun. Makes this whole side look a little bit better. I'm gonna try the love seats from Jungle Adventure to put a fire pit. I've got a big dining table and now I think I'm gonna add in a grill. Honestly, just like a simple little grill over here could be good. Oh, and this could be a good thing for us to have next to this because I was just talking about how I didn't like that there's no fence right there, but we can cover it with a grill. And that would be fine. And maybe there could just be a couple of chairs over here for people to sit and read. I could put a little drink tray because the drink trays come in nice colors. We can get some more of the rainbow going with the lemonade tray. I like how the backyard looks. I think that maybe the front could use a couple more things. And maybe that's just as simple as like a couple of bikes parked out front. We can get those in some fun colors. What if I use this tree? It's much shorter, but it's pretty colorful. And I wonder if I could get one more just to put a little tree right here. I can't make it round, but I could have like a little tree spot in the front. I have no idea what color this tree is. I know that there's some purple trees, but I'm not sure if that's the green version of the purple one or if it is purple and just smaller. I think if it's purple, that's not bad because there should be some colorful flowers on this tree. I'm gonna put that thing in the back. We do need a mailbox, so I'll put it on the wall of the house right there. And then I need a couple trash cans too. I'll get 2 trash cans in like 2 different colors. So one can be recycling and one can be trash. Okay, I'm putting a pool ladder at the very end. I'm also gonna paint the pool wallpaper all that color. Then I want to get the sparkly pool water. And the absolute last thing I'm going to do is put some sort of light on the wall in the pool. Something like that. We'll get it on either side. And I think the build is done. I did my best, okay? I did my best. I think it looks really cute in grayscale. I don't really know what to expect when I put the color back on. I think the bedrooms are gonna be the worst part. Overall, I think it's just gonna be disappointing because it's gonna look so much worse. And also so bright because you've gotten really used to watching this in black and white. It's gonna feel kind of blinding when the color comes back on. I'm just warning you. I'm gonna make this menu like really big so it covers the house, all right? Ready? Big reveal in 3, 2, 1. Color filters off. I can already see the tree is purple. Okay, minimize. What do we got? I don't like that this is pink. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love that it's pink. I kind of wish that it was white and red, or like maybe the blue version instead would have been better. I don't know, but maybe it's not so bad. We do have some really colorful landscaping everywhere. So we have like the hot pink tree. There's some fun colorful bikes. We've got lots of different colorful pots in the front, and I've put those colorful pots like all over the place. Here's kind of how the back looks. Oh, I didn't know this wasn't black. Oh my God, I should have changed the swatch of the table to be black. I forgot the default is like a brown color. I've got a light purpley pink tray that actually kind of matches the color of the house. This back door is like orange, which isn't so good, but that's fine. This thing is orange, that kind of matches the floor, so that's all right. The pool's fine. Honestly, even up here, like this color, miraculously the stripes and this default swatch of the picnic table are like the perfect swatch together. I don't love that there's two orange plants next to each other, but it's not the worst thing ever. Oh, I hate that one. Hate that one. Wish it was like that color instead, but oh well. I also thought that I had used this color of that rug. Didn't really mean for it to be green, but it's fine. I do like the yellow on this. That's all right. Let's go look inside. Oh, okay. Well, I'm noticing a few things that are stressing me out. So let's just go room by room. I did really want this lamp to match the rug, and I wanted this painting to match the rug. They both do somehow. They don't really match each other. I did get the orange keys that I wanted. Thought the mirror was wood. Don't love the red, but it's okay. We've got kind of like a brown plain swatch on this. That's kind of boring, but it's not the worst thing ever. I honestly think that the colors in here do kind of work with like the blue lamp. The pink kind of works with the pink in here. There's orange and blue in the rug. I think that the living room kind of turned out okay. I did think that I had the green swatch of this, so I'm frustrated that it's pink, but there's pink inside of the rest of the rug, so it does match. I was right about the orange and blue. These are Love Struck, and they perfectly match the couches, and the couches are from a different pack, so that worked out pretty well. I'm glad that I remembered that about these two. I think that it helps with the color. It like spreads it around the room more. The kitchen is actually really nice. I like how the kitchen colors look together. I think the only problem with this room is maybe the mirror. But overall, I think the living space kind of turned out fine. I was really convinced that I had the same color for the walls and the floor inside of this room. I did not know that it was orange and green. If it was green, it'd be fine. If it was orange, it'd be fine. It being two separate colors is not really fine. That's kind of sad. Also, this is a really beige toilet, and this is just not. Also, I thought that I had a silver mirror because I knew I had silver on the other things. I thought the mirror was silver too. I was way off. It's like a super light gold color. Somehow in the grandparents' room, it all matches, which worked out really well. I'm glad that like we had the right color swatches just randomly. Everything's kind of fine. I think maybe the doors are a little bit light for this dark furniture, but it could be worse. In here, I kind of thought that this tile was going to be closer to the orange on this. I knew that the tile was blue. I remembered this tile. I also did not really think through using this sink because the sink has like pretty much bad swatches for every color, so I probably shouldn't have used that sink. Also, again, I thought that this was silver. I really thought the mirror was silver. I'm surprised that it's gold. Bathrooms are the worst part so far, but moving upstairs, oh my god, it's blue. I thought that I had a wood trim. The blue kind of matches the blue on this thing somehow, which is lucky, but it doesn't match anything else. This bathroom isn't the worst because the blue on this actually kind of works with the blue on the red tile. The floor tile does not work with it. I shouldn't have used that floor tile. It looks bad. In the kids' room, this is ugly. This really, it looks bad. I thought this was white. It's blue. I thought this was white. It's orange. The pink is nice. It matches the pink inside of the pig thing, but it doesn't really look very good together. Nothing really works in here. Inside of this room, this actually is a miracle too, because I thought that this bed was colorful. I'm surprised that it's white and gray. The pinky wallpaper and the pinky desk kind of work, and like this red plant with the red rug kind of work. The blue on this totally throws it off, but it's not the worst thing. We do have two completely different colors for the recycling and trash. That's what I wanted. I was scared they would end up being like the black swatch, but it's not, so that's good. I mean, overall, I would say the house is like fine. It's not the best thing. The bedrooms definitely are, I think, the worst part. Maybe the whole upstairs is the worst part. No, you know what? This is the worst part. The orange and the green is the worst part. But maybe we did it on purpose to bring the orange and the green from this tile together. Can we just like keep telling ourselves that? I was worried that these would be two different colors with the floor and the staircase, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's just like a lighting bug. They're not different swatches. It just looks a little bit different. So that is fine. Well, I think that just about covers the build. I will put it on the gallery. I don't know if you'll want it, but maybe you could renovate it. That could be fun. I'm kind of curious if any of you have ever tried this challenge, or if maybe you're inspired to try the challenge. It's kind of a weird one, and I feel like it usually just ends in disappointment, especially if you spend a long time working on it and then it kind of turns out bad. But it's a fun way to challenge yourself. Maybe try it as like a starter home first, so the stakes are a little bit lower, but you might have fun with it. I think it's kind of fun. But on that note, I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. I am sorry to have disappointed you all with this maybe not being the best, but it's not the worst either. And I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. The fact that I knew the tree was purple, I even said that out loud and then I still used it. I mean, it's not bad. It's just there's so many things where I was like, wow, this is probably gonna be bad. And then guess what? It was bad at the end. Maybe I should have just listened to my gut and not done it then.